Well, hello everybody. Welcome back to the channel and the challenge. You see this new truck right here? That's Bobbie Jo's truck. Yep. We got married. And we just got back from our honeymoon in Acapulco. Yeah, I didn't like getting on that airplane, but that's a whole nother story. So, she has told me that she wants me to clean all this stuff up before too long and not let it sit. She wants to be able to park her truck next to mine, and she thinks all this stuff is ugly and needs to be put away properly. And so she's now the boss, so we got to do what she says. So, well, let's just take a look at things and see. What does our barley look like? It's growing. It's looking good. And we have canola growing. It's still got quite a ways to go. We have a couple of fields that both need plowing. And once we get our look at our schedule for everything that needs to be done for those fields, and over here we're going to plant more sorghum again. And this doesn't say we need to plow, but we are going to mulch that so we can get our good bonus. Excuse me. Our previous chicken pen would hold over 500 chickens, and we were going to be constantly selling the excess chickens and not making a whole lot of money, and they would eat the food and everything. And we're not going to need we're going to need close to 150, not quite 150, based on my estimations for making it for year 3. So this should be perfect right here. And you can see we have 36 goats. I think 500 is going to be way too many in there as well, but they don't produce offspring as fast as the chickens do, so it'll be a little bit easier to keep up with. They have plenty of water, they have plenty of feed, plus they have their meadow. They're starting to make some milk for this year. We're going to have to get a lot of milk this year. As a matter of fact, I'm going to check my notes real quick and see how many of the goats we should have, and I may go ahead and buy some more. Alright, just checked my notes, and we're going to need about 50. And if we look at what we have in here right now, we have I guess 12 that are making milk. Let me check on something. So we need to have around right at 50 producing milk right away. And they start about 9 or 10 months. So we only have we only have 12 goats that are in our milk producing age. So we need to, we have 12 that are producing milk, and we want to go to 50. So we need like 38. Okay. So let's see if we can afford to get us 38 new goats. $38. All right. That takes a big chunk of change, but that'll get us where we need to be for milk. Because we need to start making butter and cheese too. All right. Now we're going to have to be watching that food and water a lot more closely since we got a lot more. We will be adding, we'll wait a couple of months to add the goats, the calves and the pigs. So looks like right now we need to start putting stuff in our storage. So let's get on our little skid steer here. And oh, we've got some new buildings over there. I'll go through those in a little bit. They were built while we were gone on our honeymoon. We put the plans for those into motion before we left. And we'll check them out here in just a little bit. All right, let's get our mushrooms in place. And now that Bobbie Jo is part of the family, she really likes her mushrooms, so she cooks up all kinds of meals with them. She's really a much better cook than I am. She can get really creative with the stuff that comes out of these gardens. Strawberries and tomatoes. We should be having some lettuce here shortly. So you can see this new building here. This is a fermenting silo, and it also will make TMR. So we can use the TMR to feed the calves, and anything we have left we can sell. Looks like it needs a bale of straw in there. We have plenty of straw, so let's go pull one of those out real quick. It looks like a partial bale of straw. Let's go ahead and use it up. I love playing with this little skid steer. If you couldn't tell. You know, Bobbie Jo brought her her truck, but she doesn't have another tractor, and she's telling me she wants her own tractor. She doesn't want to use the Ford or the Alice. She says she wants a new one so she can break it in herself. And we'll have to see. We'll have to see if we can do that. We might have to do a little extra work helping out the neighbors to make some money to do that. All right, so what we have here is a very noisy flour mill, and we're turning sorghum into flour, and as a byproduct of grinding the flour we can make pig food, so we can feed those pigs just right away. And before we left, I put a trailer load of sorghum in here so they could work on it while we were gone. And looks like they've made quite a bit so far. Take this over to the bakery, which is another new building that we've added. So we have our bakery here making our bread. come inside and say, look at all that bread being made. Ooh-wee, and it smells good in here. Man, if y'all could only just smell that baking bread. We got almost a half a pallet of bread already. And you know what else? It makes pig food too. Gosh, by golly. I think we might be having extra pig food that we could sell. And over here, we haven't gotten anything into it yet. But this is our dairy, where we mix up all the milk and make butter, and we make the goat cheese and butter and all that good kind of stuff that we need. Alright, so let's move on and get the rest of the stuff over here that we need to sell. We only got a couple of pallets of furniture. That's okay. We still got a pretty decent amount of money right now. So we're going to take these furniture over here. I'm not quite sure how we're going to do it, but she wants us to put some fencing in around this shop because she doesn't want just strangers walking in all over the property, which I don't blame her. I should have done that already, but you know, when you're single, you got other priorities. You don't care too much about the way things look or whatnot, just how functional they are. Alright, we just have like 3 pallets of planks here. That's not a whole lot. We can sell those. Get those going. I had to get my drink of water. You know, I better check the weather and see when are we supposed to get snow. I need to know that so that we're going to get snow around noon for about somewhere in the neighborhood 2 to 4 hours. That won't be too bad. We don't really have a whole lot to do for this month so far. Yeah, I think what we need to do is we need to look and see about getting some new some more sheds and stuff around. That's for sure. So I'll park that right there. And I think I'm gonna call the carport guys and have them come and put us in 1 or 2 carports depending on what it's going to take, so that we can park our trucks right here by the house. Maybe we'll get some landscaping done while we're at it. So let's get in the... Oh wait, we're going to have to get this cleaned up too. I need to get a new pressure washer. How's the water on the greenhouses look? I didn't check those earlier. Greenhouses. Okay. That's right. They got that plumbed in while we were gone. So those guys are good. Then we just have water for the goats. We'll have to put water in the calf huts. And some water in the pig pasture. But we don't need to water the eggs. Water the eggs. That was so stupid. We don't need to water the chickens. Alright, let's move some of this stuff out of the way so that the guys can come in and put in some carports. So that we have a place to park. Then we need to see about, definitely need to see about getting another shed. Maybe we can put it like right over here, right where I'm putting everything else. When we get through with this wood stuff here, we'll be able to tear down those buildings, and that'll give us some more space. Open up the backyard for the house a little bit more. Well, let's see if we can get them to come over right away and put those carports up. Oof. Glad that was concrete. Didn't hurt the old truck, but nope. It could have broken that light, but it didn't. Wow, tough truck. Alright, well, if you'll excuse me, I'm going to make some phone calls and see about getting a crew out here. I'll see you back in just a little bit.
Mic on.
Hello again, everybody. We are back now after a short break for you, but it was a pretty good break for me because you can see they got our carport in where we can park our vehicles. We got Bobbie Jo's truck and my truck. And then we've also got this humongous shed. I think I've gone a little overboard with it, but it is what we've got. Alright, so we got everything part away except for this bag of seeds, I think it is. So let's go put it, let's get the skid steer. We should get a little covered area for this stuff. Alrighty. Now, I had some problems getting this started back up again. I have installed an app called Hired Helpers, and that is supposed to allow me to set the number of helpers and to be able to change their names and all that kind of stuff. And so I tried to be clever and set up just the one helper and with the name of Bobbie Jo. And then after I did that, the game wouldn't load. It was getting an error on the helpers. So I went and looked in the log file, and that's what I saw the last error was before I shut it down. So the bottom line is it didn't work the way I wanted it to without me spending some more time to figure it out, which I may do later, but I wanted to get this recorded so I could get this out to you guys in a timely manner. So for now, we'll just go with whatever we need to do. Let's see, we can put this back over here. And then let's see. We said we would wait till about February to do the animals, the calves and the pigs. So we really don't have anything to do right now, and it's about to snow. So let's go up here on the porch and let's go let's sleep, and then I'll see you back in February. Alright, we got a bunch of stuff to move. More snow for today. What is the weather looking like? Oh, just some snow early morning, and then we should be shouldn't be too much of a problem. Okay. Well, let's see. We should get our productions in progress. So let's get some of this flour over here and in the bakery. See if I can grab two of those at one time. Yeah, buddy. We're going to be moving a lot of flour. Oh, we've already got a pallet of bread. All right, let's check on that bread production. All right. So basically 4,000 liters of flour will turn into 2,000 liters of bread. All right, so we need like 10 pallets of bread. We've got one. We can make 2 more. That would be 3. Meaning we would need to make 7 more pallets of bread, which would be 14,000 liters of flour. Now, how much flour do we have? We have 7. So if we put 7 in there, oh, we don't have 7. We have 3. Just counting what's in the bakery. So we need 14. Oh, I hate this snow. Where am I going? So we need 12 now. All right, let's take our bread. Let's go put it in our storage. We got 4 more pallets of these mushrooms here. So, got 1 in there. So this is 5. This will be half of our mushrooms for the year already. This is I've never really used this mushroom greenhouse. I've always kind of avoided it, but you know, it's a really productive greenhouse. I may have to start incorporating this in more of my games. Yet another reason why I like this challenge. It's making me use things that I don't normally use. And do animals that I don't normally do. And so it's pretty cool. Okay, let's see if we have any. See how much goat milk we have over here. Whatever we go. Oh, looks like we got a full pallet plus some. So I think for milk we're going to need 5 of these pallets for milk, and the rest is going to be used in the production. So I think I will take this first one, and I will go put it in the production to get it started. Maybe do like every other one to get started. And then once we get all of the straight milk that we need, we'll just keep putting it in the production, unless the production uses it up faster than that. So let's see what the dairy's gonna do for us. Dairy, special dairy. We need to make butter from goat's milk. Gonna activate that. And we need to make goat cheese. And we're gonna activate that. Looks like that's going to go through the goat milk pretty quick. Alright, what else do we need to go in storage? We have some vegetables. Let's get our vegetables. Sometimes it's nice, this pallet fork has no collisions on the forks. Sometimes that's nice, but sometimes it's not. I wonder if we'll get 3 or 2. Just 2. Well, let's see. What if we can take maybe... Come on. Let's set these on top of each other. Seeing these strawberries reminds me one time that we had a grocery store that had a big sale on strawberries, and we were getting them for like 99 cents a pound, and I bought like, I don't know, 10 pounds or so, and I made strawberry jam and canned it, put it in jars, and let me tell you, it was not hard to make, but it did take some time and effort. But that was the absolute best jam, jelly, whatever you want to call it, that I'd ever had. I mean, you couldn't. It was way better than the stuff you get in the store. Even the good, fancy, expensive brands. And I can tell you, if I could ever get a good sized batch of strawberries like that for a reasonable price, they're not that reasonable anymore. I haven't seen them that cheap in I don't know how long. The other thing I did that was really cool too was that, like, I think it might have been that same year, or it might have been right after that, we lived across the street from a blueberry farm. One of those you pick it blueberry farms. And they would give you a bucket with one of those plastic grocery sacks in the bucket, and you could go to your tree, your blueberry trees, bushes, whatever you want to call them, and you could you just fill up that bucket and the bag, and you only had to pay like $5. And I mean, oh my God, that was some. I made jelly from that too, and let me tell you, you have not had jelly until you have had some homemade blueberry jelly. Oh man, that was really good. I was fortunate that my mom taught me how to make the jelly. Eggs yet? Not quite yet. How are our chickens doing? They could use a little more food. I have a little bit left. I don't think I told you what I had to go through to get this this chicken pen changed out. So, you know, it's every time I try to be clever, it seems to backfire. Oh man, not quite everything. I'm gonna need this. Okay, well, we're just gonna go back and set this up to drain this, or put this back in the. Oh my gosh, the snow. You know, I'm with Crustu on that about the snow. I mean, it's going to have to go. Let's see. Let's advance some time real quick to get past the snow. At least the snow is not sticking. Ah, there we go. That's better. Okay. I always have fun with this, which is something else I don't usually use, because I just don't like to mess with the augers. Okay, it's on. So jump in this really dirty tractor. And I should be able to, with this guy, just pull up like right there. Why is it not? Why is it not telling me I can dump? Oh, come on. Whoop. There we go. All right. We'll let that go. Let's go get us... Let's start with a little TMR. If this... Ooh, 39,000 liters of TMR. I'm not going to need that much. Okay. I think I hit the wrong button. Start filling. A. Stop. I didn't need much. And that's what I thought I could do, is put that back in there if I get too much. You know, I think that one of those, I think that carport or something is causing some jitter in here. Or maybe it's not just the carport. Okay. I don't know if you guys are seeing that or not, if it's coming through in the recording or not. But it definitely seems like there are some issues. You know, another thing, I don't normally play a lot on 4X maps like this. And I really don't know why I chose this one. Pig food there. Let's see if we can... How do we get the pig food out of here? Let's go look at the bakery. How much pig food? Okay, well, Maybe I need to activate that for it to spawn. Now, once it spawns, then we'll move it over to the pig pen. Alright, that will take care of... Did I check the goats to see how much feed they had left? I think I did. Yeah, they're still good. All right. Let's see. I know we have some wood and furniture to sell. We may just wait and do that next month anyway. Oh, wait, no. Let's see, we need, what, 4 pigs. I think I'm just gonna get I think those with the spots are the cute ones. And we just need 4 of those. Okay. And then we can come over here. And we need 4 calves. Let's go. Last time we had Angus. Let's try the limousine ones this time. Actually, let's get 2 limousines and 2 Angus. Just for some variety. Why is there only 1 Angus and 3 limousine in there? I guess that's just the way it wants to draw it. Excuse me. Okay, last thing. We don't have to worry about water for the greenhouses. We've got water piped to them now. So we couldn't seem to get the plumbing to work out quite right for everybody else. So I hope I'm going to be able to do this. Yeah, I know I used some little bit of super strength there to do that, but you know, I have been known to kick and pull and do all the stuff that it takes. Oh, to get a trailer hooked up. So I don't feel bad about using super strength there because we just can't quite do that in this game. So little piggies. Alright, we got the water there. We're just going to park the water trailer over here for now. Something else we need to do is put a little straw in those. You know, I just wonder what the cause of that render is. I'm just wondering if it is the garage. May have to, off camera, I am going to try that and see if that fixes things. It may be that nice beautiful truck of Bobbie Jo's. That did come off from off Mod Hub, so was not on Mod Hub. All right, we only want one bale of straw. Let's go get our, what did we do with the skid steer? Where did we leave it? Perfect place for it, right? Right where I can find it. It's something over in this area. If I stop looking in that direction, the render. And so there's really only 3 new things I've added that would cause this render issue, I think. And one is the truck. One is the shed. Well, both sheds. Now, let's see. I don't think this has to be blown in. Or maybe it does. Or maybe the trigger is over here by the feed. What about for the pigs? Maybe because I have it strapped on? Nope. Is there a... What the... Yeah, my screen froze. And I forgot to start the recording back up. But I have been having more trouble with this I've never had these kind of issues while just playing. I don't know if maybe there's something about this map, but I've never played this map before. Okay. Well, got something to try here. Let's go get... If it took silage, maybe it will take... straw. Might have some straw in here. Ooh, no straw. Okay. We can fix that. Give me just a minute, I'll get some straw in there. Oh, right. Got the straw in there now. Let's pull a little bit out. That's going to be probably more than enough. And let's see if we can... may have to work at figuring out where the trigger is on this. Well, I think we're gonna call this an episode, and I will figure out these the straw issues here, and then we'll get their straw, and we'll get also figure out what the issue is with the jitter that's being caused, and I'll do all that, and next episode we'll have all that worked out. I thank you for staying with me for this one. It's been kind of a rough one for me to get all this recorded together. I keep having issues and problems, and I appreciate you hanging in there with me. And I would just ask that you would subscribe if you haven't already, and add some comments, and like, and maybe ring that notification bell so you can be notified when we have new releases of the episodes of this series. Thank you so much, and have a great day.
Sunrise paints the shoreline in gold. You hold my hand, I feel so bold. Tropical breeze whispers our names. On Acapulco sands we stake our claim. Sipping on paradise under the sun. Hearts beating wild, honeymoon has begun. Though the clouds scare me every time we fly, with you by my side, I learn to touch the sky. Casting our lines where the blue waves roll. You reel it in, your laughter steals my soul. Bobbie Jo's grin and that giant fish. Moments like this, our sweetest wish. Sipping on paradise under the sun. Hearts beating wild, honeymoon has begun. Though the clouds scare me every time we fly, with you by my side, I learn to touch the sky. Candlelight dancing on your face. Moonlit promises time can't erase. Romantic whispers in the night. Dreaming of mornings till first light. Hearts beating wild, honeymoon has begun. Though the crowds scare me every time we fly, with you by my side, I learn to touch the sky. Oh, we'll get back home when the day is done. Counting memories on that ocean foam. Can't wait to head back to our homestead home.